Hi, Vahid. Like I'm remarking, I wish I could get your assignments when they're due, so I have these tables of time for everyone's feedback. When you don't submit, then I have to wait till I have a table of time available for you. So this is an excellent job. You're going to hear my dogs in the background too. Excellent job with your posing and timing. You have a really innate understanding of that. Where you're shortchanging yourself is in your animation graph editor, and I'm sure you know this. You can do much, much more in regards to emphasizing the bouncing ball in your movements. What I mean by the bouncing ball is your force, float, and gravity. If I look at just simply the main thrust action on here, which is your NURBS curve for the Y, and I open this up, okay, I'm going to look at the translate Y. I'm going to look for your editing, and there isn't any. So, show NURBS curves. Make sure I'm on the right thing. Main force, flow, and gravity. Okay, so if I look, view, frame all, I see that there's a lot of wobble on your curve. So you've got a curve, and it's making one motion through there. It's not being influenced by any other wind or other objects. So there should be really nothing interrupting it other than the fact that it's turning around, which could certainly affect the balance and this. But what this is doing is adding interpolation to your animation. And interpolation is Maya is doing the exact even flow from keyframe to keyframe. And what happens if I view frame selection, you see there's a wobble as it comes in and out of that frame. See that? It's a wobble. You don't need those wobbles in the movement that you've chosen. So what you need to do, break tangent, wait tangent, free tangent wait, okay? Then look for the bouncing ball. You have a strong impact moment here where it's going down on the ground and springing off, right? That's a bouncing ball moment. So have it snap into that position and then thrust out of that position. Now it's going into two moments that wiggle. Delete those wiggles. You don't need them. You can rechange this arc here. Looks like you want a fast spring off and a bit of a float here, because I see you put a second here, which is kind of unnecessary, but I'm going to work with it. You can extend your float with it, right? But then I would delete this one. I mean, if you really want it, it's a landing. It's going to be a hard landing that you want. Put that there, okay? And then massage this so that you're keeping your bouncing ball, not adding any wiggle. Got a little bit of a problem here. It's overextended. Okay, much float as possible, and you'll see more of an emphasis on weight. I may even, I mean, if I were you, and you wanted more float there, you put that up, take this down. But you have to look at your reference. Now, recognize you have, as an animator, the right to use the reference and then extend the believability, add the suspension of belief. So it looks like you want that floating a little bit, which is awesome, because you want to emphasize the fact he's up in the air and making that transition. Great. Then you also want to make the point that he's falling down again. So he's got to hit the ground hard. And you had him on a soft landing because it was interpolating even movement between the two stages. So you also have this beautiful little bounce at the end. You can, in the interest of overlapping action, overextend beyond that to really emphasize it a bit. Here, it has more of a bounce because of the hit he took. He took a big hit. There's a lot of force remaining in his body, so it's believable if you overextend a little bit there. Now what you also have is a dead ending. You have him, oops, moving around too much here. You have him, all this force is in the body, but the arm has a dead end. Look at that arm. It hits a position and keeps it even though the rest of the body is moving. You need to look at flow theory in your Richard Williams textbook and add some, allow the energy to escape the hand there. And this will happen naturally. Gosh, he made some choices here. Let's see. You got a lot of wobble. That's a lot of what I'm seeing. Okay. Here, it's hitting a position. I would have it hit the position and then raise up a little bit and just allow it to release some of that force that you've got going on in the rest of the body. So if it's hitting there, maybe change that and bring it back down. So you're allowing a little bit of that energy to escape. And then you're also going to want to look for the bouncing ball. Now this all needs to be cleaned up because it's all in the same curve, right? So you can break this. See, it's hitting down. It's hitting. It's hitting the your bouncing ball is all over this. Right click, break tangent, weight tangent, free tangent weight, okay? And recognize every time it's hitting, it's feeling force. So it's going down, it's fighting the force, float, and gravity, right? Go up here, here. And the more of this you do, the more believable your project will be. And you'll be able to choose where you do the suspension of the belief, which means you don't have to always follow the reference. You may want something to float a little longer to emphasize a pose. You may want something to land a bit quicker. But if I go back here, okay, I'm going to go show those curves. Now I added too much bounce at the end. I would want it to, ugh. Working on somebody else's work is never a good idea, but okay, that bounce at the end was just not right. I would change that. See, my OCD is going to kick in. I'm going to make all these changes. This will be a 20-minute video. I don't want this to be that much that you sit through, but animation takes time. All right, translate by view, frame all. Where'd it go? Here. All right, I would decrease that. Looks unnatural. You had a nice enough one as it was. If I were to do what I was going to do, I would need it to go out another frame. But you see that energy releasing out of the arm now. You need something like that to release the energy. Read Wave Theory by Richard Williams. Get a little more believability in your jumps. Think about the bouncing ball we did at the beginning of the semester. The reason bouncing ball is always taught at the beginning in animators is to teach you that forceful momentum. It is in every curve. It is in your translate. It's in your X. It just looks different. You want to clean up these curves because that's all wobble that you're getting in. If it's a smooth motion, then you don't need that wobble, right? If there's a smooth force going on. You only want that wobble when there's something interfering with the force. I hope this helped you more. I wish I could have seen your assignments earlier and more often because you're doing great, talented work, and I want you to be successful in this. Great job, Vahid. You have a lot of natural talent. I wish you the best.